They're here, Jason. Find them. Bring them to Mommy.
Friday the 13th. An amazing horror ASIM and party game. Unfortunately, it is destined for shutdown, as it is reported it will no longer function at the end of this year, 2024. But maybe there's hope. Maybe Friday the 13th, the game walked, so another game could run. And thus, I give you Angst, Fear the Unknown. I hope you like the start screen for the game. We worked pretty hard on it. We got some good positive feedback. Leave a comment. So I consider Angst to be the spiritual successor for Friday the 13th. When I set out to design a game, I said I want to fill the void Friday the 13th left. I want a game where a whole party of players can join, laugh, be scared, and be happy whether they make it or they don't. And thus, those were the core concepts of Angst. Was then joined by a very small development crew, and we began work immediately. 2 maps, between 8 to 10 survivors, 2 monsters. That's what will be available on release. We're going to get into more as time goes forward. We'll reveal our roadmap, more about the game, more. There's a few things I'd like to take away after watching this video. The first being that we're not looking to replace Friday the 13th. We're merely there as its brother or sister. Now, I did mention the game does shut down. If that game is no longer functional, this game, I hope, will be able to grow from those roots. Because we need a game like Friday the 13th. We need a game that can be frightening, can be fun, and just overall a good time without worrying about being overly competitive. Consider this pre-alpha. I mean, basically, we have our maps, we have our monsters, we have our survivors. We know where we're going with this game. I'm going to show you one of the first survivors. He's one of my favorite. As you can see, the model is very clean. We have an excellent 3D modelist. I'm very proud of his work. And I hope that he wants to continue to contribute to Angst for the foreseeable future. So this is our opening map, the Circus. It's not as intricate as our second map. Basically, I would consider this more like a beginning map for everyone playing the game, while our second map will be more of an intermediate, and we will make maps that start requiring a little bit more expertise. So as you can see, there's plenty of animations, just standing still. The model still looks good. We're gonna crouch, and there is a bug with this model, that hair sticking up. I do see that. We have interaction. There's going to be puzzles, tools, weapons, and so forth that you can collect. Jump. Usually missing from one of these horror ASIMs, but we're going to give you the advantage for a quick getaway from the player, the monster player, or maybe other hidden surprises within this game. And I believe this build does not have the climbing, but I believe you'll also be able to climb a little bit as well. And as you can see, expect keys, other items. We're going to be determining how much health is taken away from the player upon injury. There will be like a pushing mechanic that you could use as you see fit. As you can see, this map does need a little bit more lighting. We called this the Bright Circus, that the evil clown, and I know more evil clowns, but they're a great standard, and clowns scare people, to the Blight Circus. So there is a little bit of story with each of our maps and monsters. There's plenty of story with our survivors as well. And as you can see, it'll be quite fun looping the killer or other hidden evils. So I'm hoping you kind of can imagine, foresee that we're going to take that essence of Friday the 13th, capture it, build upon it. Now, you may be saying, what's unique for Angst if you're simply capturing Friday the 13th? It's an excellent question. I'm going to answer it, and then I'm going to ask you to be patient for a deeper answer for that answer. So let's check out another survivor. Perhaps I will show you the second map, just a little, just a taste. Just a taste, huh? Does that sound fun? And we'll check out another survivor. I like this one as well. Actually, they're all good. You can't go wrong with any of our survivors. We tried to really capture a diverse roster for survivors. We want everyone to be able to come in and feel as if, you know, they can come in and just be represented, be themselves. It's important for our game. So this is the cemetery, and it goes much deeper. And as you can see, this is kind of our staging ground where we do a lot of testing the interactions. And you can see a lot of these don't have models. They're just blocks, placeholders. But they will eventually all be customized to have a unique experience. Speaking of unique experience, I know I need to go back and answer that question. Well, Angst, Fear of the Unknown, is going to have a customizable experience unlike any other. I may be a game designer. I may be a creative writer, author, and software engineer, but I also am well versed in the art of psychology. And I'm not going to get deep into it, but if the player wants, this is optional. We're going to dive deep into your psyche and pull out your greatest fears. And the fear factor, the fear of this game will be customized to your responses. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to get into more. And as time goes on, if this game is successful, we're going to be doing that in a different way than our initial release that no game has ever done before. So while Angst is built upon Friday the 13th, its core concepts will match or mimic that game. It will be unique in such a way that not only is this a party game, a horror ASIM, but it is a true horror survival experience. And I want you to know, I want you to understand right off the bat, as Survivor, you're not supposed to escape. It will be an extreme challenge to get past everything we have planned for the players. What does that mean for the monster player? Well, you're there to torment the survivors and enhance their experience. While we will allow monsters to be controlled by AI, nothing, absolutely nothing, is going to mimic the true terror that another player can unleash. And that's why we chose a horror ASIM. Does this door open and lead to an entire catacombs of horrors and secrets? Perhaps. You'll have to find out. So I'm Synostis from Synostis Studios. I'm developing, I'm designing, directing, and publishing this game, Angst, Fear the Unknown. I do hope that something I said is exciting to draw you in, and trust me, there will be a lot more to explore. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, try not to get too scared.